Okay, I'm back. So it all just depends upon what you're willing to spend. GECs do have other knives. I haven't really actually held any because the only GEC knives that I've held are what I have. So whatever video I have. The other ones that I've done videos on, all of them are typically as thick as this one or thicker, because all the rest of them are all two blades. You were asking about single blades. So it's all pretty much up to you. Let's see here. I do have a Shat & Morgan. If I'm not mistaken, this is kind of like a Coke bottle type jack. I'm not sure the exact design, but it's relatively thick. It's got bone handles. This is worm groove that's inside of the handles. Still nice, but you end up with, you know, Shat & Morgan's tang stamp everywhere. So that in my mind kind of takes me away from Shat & Morgan. They're just trying to make their knives stand the test of time, so that if you ever use it, their name stays put on it, so that you know about it. But as far as quality, Shat & Morgan's definitely up there. I mean, it's up there with GEC. Do I prefer it over GEC? No. One, I'm not the biggest fan of worm groove handles. They have a tendency to keep their frame square, whereas GEC is rounded. So, you know, that's just what I've experienced from Shat & Morgan, is their blades have a tendency to be more of a square type situation. You know, they're well rounded, very smooth, but at the same time, they're not quite as thick in the hand. So, you know, that's kind of one thing. If I'm going to buy a big knife, I want it to fit the wellness of my hand. But sorry guys. There's all kinds of thinner knives that you could go with. I don't necessarily know all the models, because most of my knives are all two blades. What you see in front of you is pretty much my single blade situation. If you want something that's single blade, toothpicks are nice. You can find just about every company makes toothpicks. I mean, Shat & Morgan makes them, Bulldog makes them, Queen Cutlery makes them, and they're all pretty quality. They do have, you know, that kind of weird design to them, but they're relatively thin. You know, here's this one in comparison. These ones have wide handles. This one has a thinner handle, and it should fit into your back pocket fairly nice. This is pretty much, I think, like maybe a medium to a large toothpick. So in comparison to size, as far as blade length, you're gonna get a slightly shorter blade, probably a ½ inch. Let's see here. Here's my older Cattaraugus. Now, that one is definitely as large. Blade width, pretty much the same. Thickness, it's thicker for sure. If you can find one of these, good luck with that. Quite a few companies make them. But you will be looking to pay probably in the $100 range for one of these with the liner lock. But the toothpicks are a decent choice as well. So, sorry guys, I pull out a knife, I start handling it, and then I've got to polish it. So, it all has a lot to do with a lot of things. I mean, there's so many good companies out there. The case, really, to tell you the truth, if you want a user, is going to be one of my last choices. You're paying for an 8 these days. I mean, yeah, if you go back to the 70s, you're going to be getting a really quality knife. I can't say enough about their 70s knives. I mean, are they on par with GEC? No. GEC makes a better snapping, harder utility type of blade. It's got 1095 steel, whereas back in the day they were probably using some high carbon steel that is going to be good, but 1095 has been proven to be one of the best steels for hard use. Yeah, it's going to rust on you, but it holds an edge for a good long time. It holds a really sharp edge, and you can just beat on it. You get stainless steels, you're going to end up with soft steel that's going to end up folding over on you with hard use eventually, and you're going to have to sharpen it more often, which is, you know, your preference. You know, are you good at sharpening? If you can sharpen a knife a lot, then, you know, stainless steel might be a better choice for you, because then you don't have to worry about it rusting. If you sit long days, I wouldn't suggest a back pocket knife. If you sit a lot, I wouldn't suggest a back pocket, especially if you're getting in and out of a vehicle, if you're getting in and out of your chair. It will start to wear on your pockets. It will get annoying, kind of like a wallet does, just because of the size of it. I mean, it's not like a wallet where it completely covers your whole rear end, or that whole cheek. This is something that you're gonna notice right away because it's only got a certain, you know, depth to it. Try throwing a pen in your back pocket and tell me if you don't notice it. You're gonna notice it pretty regularly. I keep my A-locks in my front pocket, and I don't notice it at all throughout the day, unless, of course, if I'm reaching into my pocket. That's the only time I ever notice this thing. That's how light it is. That's how comfortable it is in the pocket. So I don't know. I can't say enough about this one for your question. If it's the scales that are a must, that you can't live without the scales. I mean, yes, this does have stainless steel, so it is, you know, the blade's gonna fold over on you a lot, and you're gonna need to sharpen it a lot more than with the 1095 steel. But hard utility, I doubt that this would have a problem doing hard utility. If it's for an office knife, you know, it could open up envelopes, cut paper, cut boxes all day long, and then, you know, for a week, and then you could take it home and sharpen it, and you'll get that quality edge back real quick. 1095 steel is going to be a lot harder to sharpen for you than stainless steel will. It sharpens up really good, but it is going to take a lot more for you to get it back to sharpen, unless you go home and do a touch-up every single night. That'll keep it nice and sharp. So it all has a lot to do with the materials that you want to use. Shat and Morgan, top quality, very good snaps, very good blades. Queen Cutlery, you can't go wrong. They have D2 blade steel. They also have high carbon, or 440 C, I believe it's 440 C. They have some knives that they make with 440 C. Oh, here's another choice. I'm sorry. This is the copper lock. So these are relatively cheap. It's got a lock back, so you don't have to worry about it slipping around or anything like that. You're getting stainless steel, unless if you can find one in a non-stainless steel. And these typically run, I don't know, I ended up spending more than I should have on this one. But you can generally find them for about $35 if you're lucky, all the way up to 70 bucks. So that's another good choice. It's relatively thin. Definitely is going to be a lot smaller as far as size, as you can see. But in my hand, I mean, it's not bad if you're choked up near the blade. It's got good, decent sized thick steel, so it's not going to be as close to this one, but it's decent depending upon your use. You got nice bolsters, good handle grips, and it's pretty. You know, it's nice to look at. You can get these in all varieties of colors, flavors, bone material, wood material. Let's see here, the new celluloid stuff, whatever that stuff is. But you can find these on eBay. You can find them at stores, pretty much anywhere on the internet. So Copper Lock by Case. It's got a nice looking blade to it. It's got a good swedge to it. It's got the long nail nick, so you can pretty much open it from anywhere on the blade. You can just grab the blade itself and just pull the blade out. You don't even need to use the nail nick. And doesn't have any half stops or anything, but it definitely has a back lock, so it's not going anywhere. Doesn't have any side-to-side play, at least this one doesn't. I have heard a lot of rumor that a lot of these have side-to-side play. So, and it'll fit comfortably in your back pocket. In my honest opinion, I think that that would actually be probably one of your better choices, if that's what you want, if that's what you're looking for is handle material. Going with GECs, I don't think that you're going to find something like that. You might consider the Half Congress. I believe that they have a pen blade. Let me check here real quick for you. They got some Muskrats. I know that's going to be a thicker material. It's going to be like a Cuban. They've got the Slimline Trapper. Now that might be a choice for you to go with, and those are about 61 to 67 for their lower end materials. Tit out Scouts, you know, Titty Ute Scouts are generally around the same price, but another choice is the Great Eastern Whittler, or GEC Whittler. But once again, I think that one has a round handle, but it's generally about 4 1/8 inch in thickness or width, length as far as the handle material. But I haven't held one of those. So it all kind of boils down to what kind of materials you really want to get into. Do you want to get into bone? Do you want stag? You know, it all varies with what you want to use. Case came out recently with G10 handle scales and micarta scales on a slip joint. So that's another option. That'll be a long use, good traction type of material that will stand the test of time. So I don't know. I'm hoping that I'm answering your question, as well as anybody else's questions. I have read a lot of you know, everybody's statements. I really appreciate a lot of them. Sorry I haven't gotten back to all of you. Just came home tonight and just kind of needed some cheering up, so when his question came up, kind of gave me the opportunity to break all these out and get into a discussion on them. So boy, I don't know what else to say. You know, weigh your options as far as a back pocket type of knife. In my opinion, front pocket or sheath is definitely an option as well. I mean, if you can wear a sheath on your hip, Christian with boy, Big Bubba. Hold on one second. This is Big Bubba's channel, guys. If you guys know it, hold on. I'm gonna get to it real quickly here. So say, come on, you stupid computer, hurry up. God, I can't. I'm always talking to Bubba too, and I don't know. Let's see here. Where's your channel, Bubba? There it is. Big Bubba 5037. Now this gentleman can make you a custom knife sheath for one of these for 25 bucks, and then $5 shipping, out of leather, real quality, and it would fit it perfectly. I do have, you know, it in plans to get some from Bubba. I just haven't selected what knives I want to send out to him. Maybe I should just do one to you, Bubba, and or Christian. Maybe I should just do one to you and you know, get that out to you. At least get one going. So I'll make a decision on that. It'll probably be for this one because I really want to start carrying this on a sheath. But I'm over time again. You know, if you want to suggest, or if you consider doing one of these, I'd suggest a sheath for it. Send in for custom made sheaths. I mean, they're beautiful sheaths. Check out Christian's channel. I mean, Big Bubba 5037. Check out his sheaths. I mean, you can't go wrong with them. So if you really want a GEC, get the GEC. If you find out that it doesn't feel comfortable in the pocket, get a sheath from Big Bubba, and maybe, you know, from that point you could go on from there. So also, to the gentleman that asked the question about my sharpening video, I'm not going to have the time anytime soon. I do suggest that you do go to Solo's Knife Reviews. He has an excellent sharpening system, just like mine. It's all freehand. Check him out. So, yeah, I hope it helped. Let me know. Just send me a message if, you know, you still have further questions, and I'll do the best I can, bud. And you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye.